Hello and welcome to the I, your English news bulletin. I'm Esther. These are the headlines. The Ministry of Home Affairs has declared Nagaland as disturbed area under AFSPA for another 6 months beginning June 30th. The Nagaland government has asked the Delhi police to expedite investigation into the deaths of 2 youths from Dimapur in the national capital, where one reportedly committed suicide but is now being ruled as an involvement of foul play. The accused in the recently reported 4-year-old sexual assault case has been taken into custody again after the Guwahati High Court quashed the interim bail that was previously granted on May 29. Now for the news in details. The government of Nagaland has announced extension of the existing lockdown measures beyond June 30 for 10 more days up to July 10th, with further relaxations and reopening of activities and additional guidelines. The Chief Secretary's office issued a copy of the order on June 30th to the media, which stated a number of relaxations to the restrictions.
The High Power Committee on COVID-19 noted that there has been a decline in the total number of active cases, number of hospitalization cases, and number of persons requiring oxygen support across the state, the order stated. In view of the improved situation, as reflected by several parameters pertaining to COVID-19 and taking into consideration the hardships being faced by the public as well as disruption being caused to the various economic activities owing to continued lockdown measures for an extended period, the committee was of the opinion that suitable relaxations and reopening of more activities in phases needed to be considered while still continuing with existing measures of the lockdown to sustain the substantial gains that have been achieved from the existing lockdown measures, as well as for the fact that the positivity rate continues to be high. The government has issued additional guidelines. They are: shops or business establishments dealing with all kinds of goods are permitted to open from 6 a.m. to 2 p.m., while the shops or business establishments dealing with essential goods and commodities such as vegetable, fish, meat vendors, milk booths, bakeries, local grocery stores, public utility services like LPG and e-commerce services, etc., may remain open on all days. The shops dealing with all other goods may remain open on alternate days, for which a rotational arrangement will be put in place by the respective district task forces, the order stated. Every shop, besides keeping hand sanitizers for being used by the visitors and taking measures for ensuring COVID-19 appropriate behavior at all times, as being presently done, will also display prominently the status of vaccination of all the persons present running the shop. Barber shops and saloons, etc., where close physical interaction cannot be avoided, shall be allowed to open after ensuring vaccination of the persons or attendants running the shops by the respective district task forces. All the government offices in the state may open with 50% attendance of the staff on any day and subject to adherence to COVID-19 appropriate behavior at all times. The 50% staff not attending on any day will work from home and will be available on phone or mail for dealing with any urgent office work. Private offices in the state may also function with up to 50% attendance and subject to adherence of COVID-19 appropriate behavior. The period of ban on the movement of persons or vehicles except those permitted for reasons or purposes as per the existing lockdown measures is reduced to 7 p.m. to 4 a.m. instead of 4 p.m. to 5 a.m. Mass public transportation and inter-district movement of people for non-essential services shall continue to remain suspended. Wedding solemnization, funerals and sports training shall be allowed subject to an attendance of not more than 50 persons and subject to adherence to COVID-19 appropriate behavior and to all the applicable standard operating procedures issued from time to time. Religious places or places of worship are allowed to open, subject to an attendance of not more than 50 persons and subject to adherence to COVID-19 appropriate behavior and do all the applicable SOPs. Based on local conditions, the District Task Force may take additional stricter measures in particular areas or wards or villages or towns or entire district if, in its opinion, such measures are urgently required for containing the spread of COVID-19, the order stated.
The Minister of Health and Family Welfare, S. Pangyupom, informed Hornbilltv that the state government plans to have 4 phases of unlocking from July 1st amid the pandemic. The first unlock 1 beginning from July 1st to the 10th, and depending on the situation, the next phase to take place, he informed. He further said that after consultation with the district task forces of each district, the 4 phases would take place gradually. The entire state of Nagaland has been declared as a disturbed area for 6 more months till December end under the controversial Armed Forces Special Powers Act, which empowers security forces to conduct operations anywhere and arrest anyone without any prior warrant.
In a notification, the Union Home Ministry said Wednesday the government is of the opinion that the area comprising the whole of the state of Nagaland is in such a disturbed and dangerous condition that the use of armed forces in aid of the civil power is necessary. Therefore, in exercise of the powers conferred by Section 3 of the Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958, number 28 of 1958, the central government hereby declares that the whole of state of Nagaland to be disturbed area for a period of 6 months with effect from 30th June 2021 for the purpose of the said act. The notification issued by Additional Secretary in the Home Ministry, Piyush Goyal, said.
The accused in the recently reported 4-year-old sexual assault case has been taken into custody again after the Guwahati High Court quashed the interim bail that was previously granted on May 29. The public prosecutor informed Hornbilltv that the accused, who is the principal of a reputed school in Dimapur, has been taken into custody on June 30th and trial is set to begin on July 6th, where witnesses will also be examined in the course of the trial. The High Court had come to the undoubted conclusion that the learned special judge was in error to consider the bail of the accused on the grounds of illegal detention and medical grounds. It may be mentioned that the accused was arrested on April 7th after the mother filed an FIR. On May 29th, the special judge passed interim bail to the accused till June 29th. In this regard, the public prosecutor questioned the manner in which the bail was considered, wherein the court, instead of resorting to referring the matter to the medical board for proper assessment of the health condition of the accused, resorted to whimsically granting bail on May 29. The accused shall be committed to judicial custody for fair trial. Further speaking to Hornbilltv, the victim's mother informed that when she initially approached the helpline of Childline, she was discouraged as her complaint was not taken seriously, but other NGOs involving in the welfare for women and children have provided support and encouragement. The Nagaland government, through its additional Chief Secretary and Chief Resident of Nagaland House in Delhi, Jyoti Kailash, has asked the Delhi police to expedite investigation into the deaths of 2 youths from Dimapur in the national capital, where one reportedly committed suicide but is now being considered as involvement of foul play. Jyoti Kailash has written to the Additional Commissioner of Delhi Police requesting for expeditious investigation into the mysterious deaths of the 2 cousins at Gurugram on June 24th. Kailash, in his letter, stated that one of the deceased, Rosie Sangma, died at Alpha Hospital in Gurugram on June 24th after the medical staff of the hospital allegedly fed her ice cream while she was in the ICU. On the other hand, her cousin brother Samuel Sangma was also found dead, allegedly hanging from the ceiling. According to reports, there are several injury marks on the back and head of Samuel Sangma. Kailash said that both the deaths are mysterious in nature and stated that the Nagaland government has expressed deep anguish over the incident, which may cause unrest in Nagaland in particular and in entire the northeast in general. The Nagaland Board of School Education has informed that the closure of schools have been necessitated due to the COVID-19 pandemic, and it is felt that some students may be facing difficulties in enrolling themselves in the school within the specified time as given in the academic calendar 2021. In this regard, schools are not allowed to admit late admissions or anyone affected by the pandemic to resume their schooling. The schools, after giving admission to this category of students, should furnish the details of the students' particulars and class to the board, the NBSC informed. Schools have also been requested to give information on the dropout students class-wise during the pandemic on or before 7 July at nbsenag@gmail.com. It further directed that all registered schools are expected to take care of the educational needs of the students by adopting all possible options of online and offline so the children are not deprived of continuing their education. Schools should connect with the parents, guardians to see that their wards are attentive in the online classes. Parents should constantly monitor and keep track on the assignments given by the teachers. It is imperative for the parents to actively participate in their child's daily routine learning and see that the students do not resort to unfair means. The board stated that students should also be advised to eat a healthy diet in order to build up a strong immune system and should also engage in physical activities to keep themselves fit and healthy. Nearly 500 traders and shopkeepers have been vaccinated till date in Kohima. 140 members of the business community from and in around Kohima turned up on Wednesday and received the COVID-19 vaccine from the medical personnel at the office of Kohima Chamber of Commerce and Industries on Wednesday.
Sub-Center, Health and Wellness Center, an urban primary health center, Sheikh Hazo in Kohima administered the vaccine to the beneficiaries during the third phase of vaccination drive conducted from the business community. Kelezona Moore, Community Health Officer from Health and Wellness Center, Declan informed Hornbilltv that a total of 140 beneficiaries for both the 18 to 44 years age and those above 45 years. She informed that out of 140 beneficiaries who received the vaccine, 123 were from the 18 to 44 age group and 17 from those above 45 years of age. Kreno Miyase, General Secretary of Kohima Chamber of Commerce and Industry, informed that a total of 145 took the jab while 211 received the same during the vaccination drive conducted for the business community in the first and second phase respectively. However, during the third phase of the vaccination drive conducted on Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., they allowed some of the daily wage workers and some sanitation workers under Kohima Smart City to receive the vaccine at their office. Medical personnel informed that 11 vials were left after the day-long vaccination camp was conducted at the office of Kohima Chamber of Commerce and Industries. She expressed satisfaction and that more and more traders and shopkeepers are tuning up to receive the vaccine and stated that the registration process will continue for the business community in Kohima. However, it was learned that many vegetable vendors are reluctant to come forward to take the vaccine when they are being approached and emphasized on the importance of vaccination during the prevailing situation. According to the government update, a total of 49,06,026 doses of COVID vaccines have been administered to the citizens in Nagaland.
2 JAWANS of the Indian Reserve Battalion have been arrested for being involved in drug peddling. The 2 JAWANS were held along with a civilian and 67.23 grams of heroin was recovered from their possession. Both the JAWANS are attached to the 5th Battalion of the IRB stationed at Pasighat in Arunachal Pradesh. A statement said that initially they were counseled by CO, Commanding Officer, 5th IRB and other officers to go for rehabilitation recently when 8 other 5th IRB personnel were sent to Margarita, Assam. But that did not work out, hence officers of 5th IRB were alerted about their movement recently and they caught him red-handed with contraband, the statement further read. Meanwhile, both the JAWANS along with the civilian have been handed over to Pasighat police station for further action. On the other hand, both the JAWANS have been placed under immediate suspension and a departmental inquiry would also be initiated against them. Manipur Chief Minister N. Biren Singh inaugurated various infrastructural projects and laid the foundation stone for the construction of College of Nursing on Wednesday, June 30th at Chucharanpur district.
The Chief Minister inaugurated the girls' hostel of the GNM Training School, Multipurpose Hall, Mini Secretariat and Sadbhavna Mandap and handed over vehicles to the ADC of Churachandpur and also launched a mass plantation drive in the district. Speaking at the Van Hot Sava celebration held at the District Training Center, Mini Secretariat, Singh said that the government was for the people and will always work for the people's welfare to bring development in all sectors. He maintained that the state government had come up with many infrastructure development projects in the district, informing confirming that the Churachandpur Medical College will be able to start its first session from September this year with intake capacity of 100 seats, he added. He also recalled that the state government had earlier dedicated a model school at Singhat with a cost of Rs 24 crore, distributed 3 ambulances to the Autonomous District Council of the district, set up a PSA oxygen plant, among others. The Chief Minister stated further that damage to ecological balance and large-scale deforestation had been a major cause of global warming and other diseases. As such, mass tree plantation program was being taken up to restore the balance of nature. He thanked the Forest Department and other voluntary organizations for the effort and support in such initiatives.
The Newland Town Development Committee members, along with GBs of Newland Town, inspected various ongoing development projects at the town on June 30th. The team visited construction of Approach Road and discussed about the need to facilitate enough space for further expansion. They also visited another Approach Road where a culvert is being constructed and expressed the need to further elevate the culvert to a desired level. Inspecting the ongoing construction of a waiting shed at Newland Town Cemetery, the committee members and GBs deliberated on various aspects and ideas to beautify the cemetery and initiate other development activities there. All the 3 projects are undertaken under the Municipal Affairs Department, and the GBs of Newland Town thanked Minister PHED Jacob Zimomi, under whose initiative Town Council status was accorded to Newland, who has taken initiative in facilitating the ongoing projects in Newland even during the pandemic. The GBs also appreciated ADC Newland, who is the chairperson of Newland Town Development Committee, for actively supervising the developmental activities in Newland Town. All the 3 projects are progressing satisfactorily, and the GBs of Newland Town assure the government authorities of their support and cooperation towards any developmental projects in Newland Town. Hyderabad-based vaccine manufacturer Bharat BIOTECH on Wednesday said that the company hopes to start manufacturing its COVID-19 vaccine, Covaxin, in Bengaluru soon.
BIOTECH hopes to start manufacturing of Covaxin at Bengaluru facility soon. All regulatory government approvals in place, sources told ANI. The manufacturing process will likely be by the end of July or the early August. In April, Bharat BIOTECH had announced expansion of its manufacturing capacity across multiple facilities in the city and Bengaluru to produce 700 million doses of Covaxin annually. Bharat BIOTECH has set a target of producing 10 to 12 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine per month.
The Rajiv Gandhi University students in Arunachal Pradesh and Rajiv Gandhi University Research Scholars Forum have approached Arunachal Pradesh Governor B.D. Mishra over the high examination fees for RGU Common Entrance Tests and RGU PhD entrance tests. The unions, through a representation, informed Mishra that many genuine and poor students of Arunachal Pradesh are unable to pursue higher education in the state's lone central university as they are unable to afford the high exam fees. Unlike other universities, RGU does not have a separate fee structure and relaxation for students belonging to ST, SC, OBC, PWD, EWS, General and other categories, the Students' Union said. On the other hand, regarding the high exam fees, RGU authorities recently said that the university is introducing out-of-campus exam centers for the convenience of students. RGU is not the only university to conduct entrance exams in other places. Many universities conduct entrance exams annually in different locations across the country. It can't charge such high exam fees solely on this pretext, said a student. The union said they have written to the university administration several times to reduce the fees, but failed to receive any positive response so far. That's all for tonight's English News Bulletin. Do subscribe to our channel and also follow Hornbill TV Official on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram. I'm Esther. Keep watching Hornbill TV.